Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Wednesday, May 31st, last day of the month. So I always like to look at the last day of the month. It's very interesting for us because then we get to see what this monthly candle is going to look like at the close of the month. As of right now, it's definitely very impulsive on the DXY, so that's going to be very interesting for us. So before we get started, let's check the news calendar real quick because we do have job openings in the US coming out at about 30 minutes, so we definitely want to keep an eye on that. It's definitely not a huge news event, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on for sure. So as usual, we're going to start off by looking at the DXY US dollar index. We're going to do our full top-down analysis for the monthly all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Then we're going to take that information that we learned from looking at the DXY and we're going to apply that to the US dollar pairs, including gold. So we may as well get started right away. If you haven't done so already, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have not done so already, definitely join my 100% free Discord channel. No obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. The link for that is in the chat and in the description. 100% free to join. So, hey Connor, how's it going today? Let's get started right away with this US dollar index. So I still think that this US dollar index does look like a 5-way pattern for an A, a 3-way pattern for an A, B, C, or B, and it still looks to me like it could be a wave C. Now, if this is an ABC correction, then that means this move up is going to be a correction to this move down, and that this is going to make a lower high, and it's going to end up continuing the downtrend because that's what happens at the end of a correction, whether you're on the monthly time frame, the 1 minute time frame, or anything in between. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Like I said, we have the monthly candle close today, so I'm always interested to see what pairs look like at the end of the month. The yen pairs are doing real good. I'm in the dollar yen still. So let's take it down to the weekly time frame. Let's go up to the US dollar index. Now on the US dollar index, it looks like a downtrend right here. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still think it's a 1. I still think this move up is more likely to be a wave C, which will probably take out the high of wave A, probably an ABC of 2, and I still think it's more likely to be a wave 3 and just keep on trending down. Now I have this marked as a possible wave A because this could be an A, this could be a B, and this could be a C. If it is a wave C, then it will make an impulsive move up, take out structure, and continue the uptrend. But if this is the end of a wave C up here, like I suspected it is, then this will not break structure like this, but instead just keep on trending down, making lower lows and lower highs. So taking it down to the daily time frame, we are at the 78% Fibonacci level. That is definitely a very important level. Hey Vicky, how's it going? Oh really? Yeah. Geez. Well, hopefully we can cure that. So anyways, the US dollar index, we're at the 78%. We definitely are respecting that level a little bit so far. It still looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. It still looks like an A, B, C, or B. And it still looks like this could possibly be a wave C. Now, most wave Cs do take out the higher wave A, but it definitely does not always work out like that. Sometimes the wave C does make a lower high, so we really do have to pay attention to the 78%, because if it does turn in a big way, if it does take out structure, that will tell me that the wave C is over. But it probably is more likely that it will just keep on drifting up like that and make a proper wave C. We do have non-farm payroll news on Friday, so maybe this will be what causes the end of a correction, end of a wave 2, and the continuation of the downtrend. So let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, we definitely have that 3, 4, 5 shape right here that you see at pretty much the end of every trend. Now we don't have any break of structure yet, so we can't say that this trend is over yet, and it very easily could just keep on drifting up like that. Until we have a break of structure to the downside, I am definitely only looking at longs, and I'm still looking at this as possibly being a correction and possibly just end up continuing the uptrend. So let's take it right down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, it still looks to me like this is a 1, 2, and a 3, meaning that this move right here is probably a 4, and it probably is going to make a wave 5. It definitely does look like it should be making a wave 5, and like I said, it very easily, even though it looks like a wave 5, very easily could just keep on drifting up. So until I get some sort of a big structure break to the downside, which I would prefer to see this structure break as of now, I am definitely still looking for longs in an uptrend. This move down to me is definitely looking pretty corrective. It's probably going to be a correction to this last wave up. It's probably going to turn up at least one more time. Probably going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it is just a subdivision of a much bigger trend, and maybe it just keeps on drifting up. So either way, I am definitely looking for longs in an uptrend. So keeping that information in mind, like I said, we do have US dollar news coming out in about 25 minutes. So we're going to take the information we just learned from analyzing the dollar pairs. We're going to apply that to all the other, the information we learned from analyzing the dollar index, and we're going to apply that information to all these US dollar pairs to help us figure out what is most likely going to happen to all the dollar pairs. So let's go to the euro dollar. Let's head back up to the daily time frame. Now the euro dollar also is at the 78% Fibonacci extension, and I think there's a good chance this is a 1. I think this is an irregular ABC with an irregular wave B, and I still think this is most likely going to be a wave 2. Now a wave C usually does go to the 100% level, but it definitely does not have to do that. It very easily could make an impulsive move up. It very easily could break structure and end up continuing the uptrend, ending a wave C, and probably going right into a wave 3. Now I find it kind of hard to believe that's going to happen now because we do have bigger news coming out at the end of the week, but if the market shows us that it's going to happen now, then we definitely better believe it. So our last major structure level is right here. So until market goes up and takes that out, or if the market goes up and takes that out like this, I am just going to continue to look for shorts in a downtrend, because until that level gets taken out, the trend is definitely 100% down. I'm looking for 3 waves up and pulse it down for an entry to go short for the continuation of the downtrend. I'm just going to continue to look for shorts in a downtrend. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, this also looks like a 3-way pattern down. It looks more like a 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really look like an ABC. It looks like this move up is going to be a crutch into this last wave, and it looks like the news is actually more likely to cause the euro dollar to go down, probably the dollar index to go up. So let's pay attention to that as the news is coming out. Like I said, we got about 20 minutes until that happens. Ooh, the pound dollar is definitely making a move up. Now the pound dollar has been quite strong, or the pound in general has been quite strong all across the board when you're talking about pound pairs as of lately. But I still think this is a 1. I still think this is possibly an A, B, and an irregular wave C. I think this could be a wave 2. And yes, this really hasn't made it down very far, but this pound really has been quite strong lately. So if we see a break of structure on the lower time frames, then we definitely better take aware of that, because this could end a wave C, or really this move down could just be a subdivision of a much bigger trend. Maybe the wave C actually ended back here, but either way, I still think that the trend is up, and I still think that we have to make some moves to the upside. Going down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, this one doesn't really look like it wants to go down again. It already made 3 waves up, it made an impulsive down, but now it made 3 waves down and impulsive up. So we definitely want to be aware that some of this could be just a pound, but this very easily could go up. It very easily could take out structure, and if that happens, I will stop looking for shorts and I'll start looking for longs in an uptrend at the end of any of these pullbacks that I may see. Now, yes, I think that this could go up and do that, but until it actually goes up and breaks that structure right there, I am definitely only looking for shorts in a downtrend on the shorter time frames. So we definitely have a pretty good move up right now. Let's get rid of this fib level for now. So we definitely have a pretty strong move up right now on the pound dollar. It still looks to me like a possible ABC correction. Looking at all the other dollar pairs, it still looks like this news may try to cause it to go down, but the way this is going up, it's starting to look like maybe this is an ABC also. It could even end up being an ABC of W, an ABC of X, and maybe even go up and make an ABC of Y. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But a lot of this pattern right here is being caused by the pound, not so much by the dollar. So let's go check out the Aussie dollar. Go back up to the daily time frame. Aussie dollar, pretty similar. We got a downtrend back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a correction, A, B, C, definitely three-way pattern right there. And now we have a downtrend. It does resemble a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pretty much all across the board, I do see a five-wave trend on this last push. So if we do see a move up with a structure break, I would definitely take that as a long opportunity, and I would definitely start looking for longs in an uptrend. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm definitely still looking for shorts, but if it does happen, then I will 100% stop looking for shorts and start looking for longs in an uptrend. Like I said, it definitely resembles a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape right here, but just because we see five waves does not mean that the trend is over. It very easily could just make another pullback, and it very easily could just keep on trending down. Until I see a break of structure right here, I am only looking for shorts, and I'm only going to go short at the end of three-way pullbacks for the continuation of the downtrend. 1 hour time frame, even the 1 hour time frame kind of looks like it's ready to make a move up. It looks like almost a perfect five-way pattern right there from right here, but just like the other ones, it kind of resembles a 1, 2, 3. So maybe this move up is just going to be a 4, and then it goes down and makes a 5, bounces off this 61.8%, and then maybe goes up from there. So let's go down to the Kiwi dollar. The Kiwi has also been quite weak as of lately. It doesn't really resemble anything that is even close to being over on the longer time frames, unlike some of the dollar pairs, which I could picture being close to being over. But just like the Aussie dollar, it has a trend, it has a three-wave pullback, and then it has another trend. It looks like a 1, 2, 3. It looks like it should be making a 4 and a 5 before it even thinks about ending this trend. So the Kiwi dollar doesn't really look like something that is about to end a trend. So going down to the shorter time frames, we need to keep that in mind, because if the Kiwi dollar does end a trend, then it's probably just going to be the end of this trend. And really, it would have to go all the way up and take that out just for me to believe that. So I am definitely still looking for shorts. I am definitely still looking for three-way pullbacks. If I see another three-way pullback, I will definitely be entering short for the continuation of this downtrend. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, this is our last structure level. Until that level gets broken, I am definitely 100% only looking for shorts in a downtrend. If I see three waves up, if I see an ABC up, ABC, if I see an impulsive move down, which is obviously not going to happen by the time the news comes out, then that is going to be my next sorting opportunity for the continuation of the downtrend. Now, like I said, the news may cause this to go down right away, and if it does, that little teeny pullback right there is not going to be an entry for me. I would have had to have been in from back here someplace, because that little teeny pullback is definitely not a desirable entry for me if it does just continue the downtrend. US dollar Canadian, wow, the Canadian's really making a move, and we had Canadian news today, didn't we? Yeah, we had the GDP for the Canadian, so I guess it's pretty obvious that that was positive for the Canadian. Was the news actually positive? It was neutral, but I guess the market's definitely taking it as positive. So on the longer time frames, I still think this one is more likely to continue up also, because I see a downtrend, and then I see an impulsive move up, I see a break of structure, and then I see three waves down. I still think that this is more likely to end up continuing the uptrend until the market proves me otherwise. If the market does prove me otherwise by taking out structure, then I will be absolutely fine changing this from a 1, 2, 3 to an ABC and start looking for shorts in a downtrend again. Like I always say, I definitely really don't care at all whether my Elliott wave count is correct. I just care whether my direction is correct. So on the 4 hour time frame, it definitely resembles a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. And until we take out this structure, we can't really know for sure that that section of trend is over. But if it does go down, if it does take out that structure, we'll know that this whole section is over. And looking at the daily time frame, if it does take out that structure, we may even want to start looking for shorts, because it could just keep on going down. But until that happens, I am definitely only looking for longs. Until I see a structure break to the downside, I'm only looking for longs. I'm only looking to go long at the end of three-way pullbacks for the continuation of the uptrend. Taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, we definitely have an impulsive move down. We definitely have the end of a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a break of structure. That is definitely the end of this trend right here. And with looking at how strong down it is, it still could end up being an ABC like this. But we don't really know for sure, and if it does go down, if it does take out structure, then I will stop looking for longs, and I'll start looking for shorts at the end of pullbacks. But until it actually does go down and take out that structure, I'm still looking at this move down as a possible correction. So if I see something like this with an impulsive move to the upside, then I will definitely take that as a long opportunity for potentially the continuation of that big wave 3 on the longer time frames. So like I said, we don't really know for sure whether that's actually how this is going to play out. So let's keep an eye on that and wait for that break of structure to the downside. US dollar Swiss, let's head back up to the daily. US dollar Swiss, I obviously haven't really been keeping a close eye on this one. So US dollar Swiss, to me, still looks like you're in a downtrend. I still think you're in a correction to this last move down. So far, it kind of looks to me like this is all just one trend. Kind of makes me think that the next move down is going to be a correction, and then it's going to come back up and then eventually go back down. So let's head back down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, it's actually still quite strong, and really look at all these ABC corrections. You really have to admire all these three-way pullbacks that the market has been making this whole way up. Really, not really too much difficult about that. So if we see another three-way pullback, we see another impulsive move up, that's definitely going to be another opportunity for me to go long for the continuation of this uptrend. So this one, definitely, I don't see any reason to do anything on these sort of time frames, but look for longs in an uptrend. I'm looking for 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3 waves down. That's exactly what I look for entries to go long. Even this little pullback right here is 3 waves down. So if we see a 3-way pattern, we see an impulsive move up, that's definitely what I'm looking for the continuation of this uptrend. So, US dollar yen, sorry if I'm cruising through these a little too fast, but we have news coming out soon. So, US dollar yen, I still see as an uptrend. I still don't really think that this is the end of anything. I still think that it's going to go up more, probably at least to the 61.8 before it ends this possible wave C. If you watched my US dollar yen video over the last couple weeks, you know that I think this is a wave C, but I also see that it could just keep on stretching out and turn into a wave 3 like that. And luckily, if it does turn into a big wave 3, it doesn't really matter to me at all, because all I'm going to be doing is looking for longs on shorter time frames. So if it just keeps on stretching out, definitely no reason to worry about that. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, it does definitely resemble a trend down, which was the reason why I was thinking this possibly was a wave A. Now, like I said, I did trade the US dollar yen a couple times today. I've got in once, got out, and then I got back in. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Yeah, it's not really looking too great, but we do have news coming out soon. So on the shorter time frames, it does kind of resemble like it could be a correction already, but I do see what looks like more of a trend. It looks like a 5-wave trend, which makes me think that this move up may actually be a wave B, and then it may actually go down again and make a wave C. Now, this news that we have coming out shortly is not a big news event. It's job openings, so it's definitely not a huge news event. So if this causes this to go up, and it very easily could just be a wave C of wave B, and then end up going back down again, A, B, and then go back down again, because this does resemble a trend, and this does resemble a 1, 2, 3-way pattern. So we're going to have to see if this is how it actually ends up playing out. So let's take it down a little bit further. We're on the 1 hour, so let's go check out gold. Wow, gold is flying. Gold is taking off. I think gold is done with its correction. I was mentioned this a couple days ago, but we have an impulsive down on the daily. We have 3 waves up on the... Yeah, I don't... I don't know. Gold definitely looks like a downtrend. It looks like 3 waves up, and then I see almost a perfect downtrend. I see it bouncing off a fib level. I think there's a very good chance that it is going to break structure and that it is going to continue the uptrend. I still think that gold is heading to 2,300, maybe even further than that. Yeah, I see what you mean, Menu, because we don't have any structure break yet, but this right here is not the shape of a correction. That is the shape of a trend. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost a perfect trend. This looks like it's about to break structure. I think it is going to break structure, maybe even today. We'll have to see what happens at that news that's about to come out, but That does not look like the shape of a crescent to me. That looks like the shape of a trend. That looks like it is going to break structure. And if it does break structure, then I would definitely start looking for longs in an uptrend, because at that point, I think it's going to be the end of a wave C and the continuation of that uptrend. But like I said, I definitely see what you mean by that. It definitely does have one wave up. It definitely does have three waves down. But to me, it's starting to look more like a 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really look like a crescent. But if it does respect one of these levels and make an impulsive big turn down, then that would change my mind that it's a wave C. But we would have to see a pretty big impulsive move down to believe that. Really, it's starting to look more and more and more like this is gonna go break structure. We'll have to keep an eye on it, like I said, and see what happens at this news that's about to come out. But it really looks like we're about to break structure to the upside. Obviously, we got a little ways to go, but it really looks like a trend. This doesn't really look like a crescent. That's too steep, too strong to be a crescent, I think. What's silver look like? Silver still looks like it could be a crescent possibly, so maybe gold is just a little distorted because everybody's getting all excited about the move up. But silver definitely looks like it could be a 1, 2, 3 wave crescent and then it goes back down. So that may be a good clue that you're right about that menu, honestly. That definitely looks like the shape of a crescent. 1, 2, 3 waves up. If it turns down, if it takes out structure, I would say that that is almost definitely the end of an ABC crescent and most likely the continuation of the downtrend. So that actually could give us a clue about gold too, because silver and gold are very, very correlated. Yeah, maybe. Silver and gold are very, very correlated, and if silver looks like a C, then gold definitely could be a wave C also. So we are definitely not confirmed anything yet. If it turns at one of these last two fib levels, I would definitely take that as a sorting opportunity and the end of a wave C for sure. So we got, what do we got, about 9 minutes left. So let's go switch over and take a look at oil. I heard there was an impulsive move up on oil today. Yeah. Could that still possibly be like a distorted 1 and then a distorted ABC of 2 and then go up and make a 3, 4, 5 of A? Just like I was thinking a while back. The reason why I changed my analysis was because of how strong down it was, but oil and natural gas do have a tendency to go down very strong like that. It looks more like an A, B, C to me now because it made three waves up, but a wave C is supposed to be a trend, and this looks more like an overlapping crescent. So that's why I was looking at this as possibly being an A, because this is definitely a trend, and then this is definitely a trend. It looks more like a 1, 2, 3 though. 1, 2, 3. It kind of looks like it needs to make that 4, 5 shape and then turn back up like that. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. That's starting to look like it could possibly be that ABC crescent. Just like gold, it really hasn't confirmed one way or the other. If it does something like that, break structure, then I would definitely be ready to go long, and I would probably change this back to a 1, 2 and a wave 3 of wave A. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, we don't even have a break of structure yet, but this is almost a perfect 5-way pattern, and this is almost a perfect 5-way pattern. So let's see, could this possibly be an ABC all on its own, or is it a 1, 2, 3? I think it looks like a 1, 2, 3. Kind of like this is going to be a 4, and then it's going to go down one more time for a 5, and then it's going to break structure, if it does break structure, and end up continuing the uptrend. So I don't think I would probably be going long on this one yet. We don't even have a break of structure yet, and it's already pulling back pretty hard, so I don't think I would go long on this. And really, to me, it looks like it should be a wave 4, and then it looks like it should go down and make a wave 5. And if it just keeps on drifting down, then we're obviously going to know that this really is the end of a wave C on the longer time frames. Yeah, look at natural gas. That definitely looks like a crescent. That move up definitely looks like a crescent to me, especially with how spiky it is. I bet this is going down again. I think that we're in a wave 3. I think it's going to go down and take out this low. Yeah, I would say that's going to be a short probably. 1, 2, 3 waves up. It did break structure, but almost instantly after breaking structure, it turned back down almost instantly. So yes, it did break structure up, but that's one of those rejections of structure that I always talk about in my group. When structure is rejected like that, it's actually usually a pretty good sign that prices are actually going to end up just continuing the downtrend. So I would still be looking for shorts on this, and it still looks to me like a 3. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. This is not the clearest correction, but it definitely, I think, is a correction. And then this is a downtrend. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 8, 9 waves it's going to make, if not more. So definitely still looks like a downtrend to me, for sure. So we are going to go check out the yen pairs after the news. So until the news comes out, let's look at Bitcoin real quick to see what's going on with that. I do want to make sure that I look at Bitcoin because I'm not making videos for it anymore because my click-through rate was so bad. So I was looking at this right here, is if this broke this structure, then that would tell me that this is a wave C and that this is an ABC correction. Now it did break structure, but it rejected structure almost instantly. So unless this actually goes down and starts closing and holding below structure, I'm still bullish on this, and I'm still looking at this move down as a possible correction to the uptrend. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, oh wow, it looks like 3 waves down. I bet this is getting very close to making a long opportunity. If you see an impulsive move up, I would definitely take that as a long opportunity for sure. So let's take it down to the 1-hour time frame so you see if we can see some structure. This looks like a trend. This definitely looks like a correction. And that does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. I bet this is going to end the correction and break structure and end up making a long opportunity for the continuation of the uptrend. That really looks pretty clear. These are total 1, 2, and 3s indexes of cryptocurrency, so they can be very helpful. If you are a crypto trader, I would definitely look these up on TradingView and use those, because I do like to see indexes, especially with the dollar pairs and the yen pairs. It really helps a lot. So we have news coming out in about 3 or 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 3 minutes. So like I said, it's not a big news event. It's just job openings in 3 minutes. It's forecasted to be down a little bit. So we'll have to see. I would assume that greater is good for the currency. So greater than forecasted is good for the currency. So like I always say though, I really honestly don't care at all about what these numbers are over here. I say this all the time in my group, but these numbers right here I don't really care about at all. The only thing I really care about is what time the news is coming out and what the news actually is, because these numbers over here are extremely deceiving. You'll see positive news and then the market just goes down like a rock, or you'll see negative news and the market just flies like crazy. So I really don't actually care about those numbers. All I really care about is when the news is coming out, so that way we can be ready for a trade if it does happen. So let's see here. Let's see the dollar. Yeah, to me it still looks like the dollar is going to go up. It still looks like a 1, 2, 3. And it still looks like a 4 and maybe even a 5, or maybe just keep on trending. DXY, pretty much the same thing. That looks like 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3 waves up. That tells me that this move down is probably a correction, and that's probably going to keep going up. Euro dollar, probably going to go down. Pound dollar, yeah, pound, I don't think I'd be trying to sort that, but it probably will go down also. Really, the Aussie and the Kiwi have been going down really strong, and I don't think I would take that as a trade. This right here is mostly caused by the Canadian news that we had a little while ago. The US dollar Swiss is already going up, so maybe this would be a decent little trade if the dollar does decide to go up again. US dollar yen did break structure to the upside, so I'm still thinking this move down is going to be a correction to this move up, and that it's going to end up hopefully going up and doing this. On the higher time frames, it does look like it needs to hit that 61.8%. And let's see, gold. Now I'm thinking the euro and other pairs are going to go down, so maybe gold will go down too. Yeah, it definitely looks like the dollar wants to go up at least one more time, so maybe gold will make another push down. So we have 30 seconds until the news comes out, so let's switch back to this. Let's go down to a little bit of a shorter time frame, and let's watch the news. We got about 20 seconds until the news comes out. I'm expecting the dollar will go up, but really I'm not going to be too surprised either way. So, and then after the news comes out, we'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll go look at yen pairs and take a look at a few other things. Maybe look at the S&P 500 and a few other things. Yeah, pretty much as expected, I would say, huh? Come on, baby. I'm hoping that yen hits. That dollar yen is the one that I'm still in. Hopefully it holds. Yeah, they're all moving like crazy, huh? The dollar, I knew that I was expecting the dollar to go up, so really gold going down is actually what we should have been expecting anyways, so that makes a lot of sense that that is what happened. But we kind of got to give it a few minutes. We can't really get too excited within the first few seconds. A lot of times these news events do create false moves. They'll make one big move in one direction and then they'll just turn back in the other direction. I call it the spike reversal. I don't really know for sure if that's what's going to happen, but it definitely does happen a lot. Ooh, look, it just touched that 61.8. So we definitely do need to be careful for that spike reversal pattern that happens at the news. It does happen a lot, so what happens a lot of times is the news will cause it to go up or down, and then everybody starts going long, and then it just keeps on drifting down. So we definitely need to be careful of that, especially with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern that I see, and the fact that it's bouncing off the 61.8 fib level. So we definitely do need to be aware of that and see what happens. The initial move was definitely up, but that doesn't mean that it's going to hold that move. Pending, it says. Oh, very positive. A lot more job openings. A lot of job openings, but I don't think there's too many people to take those jobs because most people don't really want to work anyways. So there's a lot of job openings, but probably not a lot of people to take those jobs. So let's see. We definitely need to give that a little while to see what happens. There's no guarantee that it's going to hold that to the upside like that. I was very confident that it was going to go up and make a move to the upside, but I was also seeing that this move up could be a wave 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that is a wave 5, then it probably is going to turn down. It is going to take structure out and maybe even keep going down. So we have to really just watch and see what happens with that. So far, so good, though. Hopefully, I did a shout out this morning for. Let me just switch to the yen pairs real quick, and we're going to look at the yen pairs anyways. But I did a shout out this morning for the Canadian yen. Wow. Connor did too. He mentioned it first, and the dollar yen were the yen pairs that I said I was going to get in. Hopefully, Connor, you're still in those trades, I would imagine. And those were actually the best yen pairs to get into. We really couldn't have done much better. I guess the pound yen was a good choice also, but if in my private group today I said that the dollar yen was the one I'm getting in and that the Canadian yen was also going to be a good choice. So if anybody is interested in joining my free Discord channel, it's 100% free to join. No obligations to pay a penny if you do not want to. Also, if you are looking for a little extra help with your trading or you want to be involved in my private group, which the private group does come with a trading course, members forecast area, and a whole bunch of other benefits, then I'll put the link for that in the description and in the chats also. I do not give trading signals, but I definitely do give trading ideas, especially in my members forecast area that I do every single morning, which we can actually take a real quick look at that if anybody wants. This is my private, all these channels from here down where it says members chats, all these channels from there down are all for the members only. I do a members forecast on all the dollar pairs, all the yen pairs, and oil and gold every single morning before the London session for my premium members. So if you are interested in that, definitely check it out. So yeah, everything's looking pretty good so far. Let's go through these yen pairs, and then we'll go back to the dollar, and we'll probably have time to look at a few other things. PMI came out really bad. It looks like the euro's taking off pretty nicely too. I think that euro dollar would have been an awesome one. Let me switch back to real quick. Yeah, that euro dollar made a nice push down. Let me look at everything real quick. Even though the pound was strong, the pound dollar made a push down. Aussie dollar, I don't think I would have taken those as a trade, but right now we got a strong Canadian versus strong dollar, so that's probably not desirable. US dollar Swiss was already going up, so that was a nice one. US dollar yen and gold definitely made a big turn. We're going to have to see if that turn holds. If it does, then I would say that that's a wave C and that it's probably going to go down again. We never did get that structure break, which is why Menu, which is a member of my group, was saying that he's still looking for sorts, which I would have definitely. I personally don't trade gold, but if I was, I would definitely still be looking for sorts also, because we never had a structure break. Even though I thought that it could go up and break structure, it didn't do so yet, so there was no reason to do anything except for look for sorts in a downtrend. So hopefully you guys and girls get some trades out of that, because we caught that one almost perfectly today. Definitely a good opportunity. So let's go to the yen pairs. One thing I do like to do during these live streams is give my big perspective on these yen pairs, because so everybody can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Now this is the monthly time frame, and I understand that this could take maybe a year to play out, but I do still think that this is going to go up and then eventually look like that on the euro yen. We're going to look at some of these shorter time frames in a minute, but I wanted to show everybody this. The monthly I still think is going to end up going up like that on the pound yen. The Aussie yen monthly definitely struggling to go up, but I still think it's going to go up either to this level or possibly this level to finish off this uptrend. This one looks like it could make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honestly and turn it to 78% with how weak the Aussie and the Kiwi have been, but I still think it's going to go up again. Same thing with this one. It kind of looks like it might make like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and turn it to 61.8, but even that would be a decent move to the upside. Canadian yen, fairly similar. This one's a little different, but it's definitely very similar. Maybe it won't make it all the way up to here, but I think it's going to at least go to the 123. Maybe even a little further if that Canadian strength still holds. The Swiss yen is in all-time highs right now, so this thing really, it's hard to tell exactly where it's going to go because we have no reference anymore, because we are in all-time highs. We could definitely throw a Fibonacci extension on there, but we do know it's going up, and we do know it's probably not done. Now, the dollar yen, like I've been saying in my videos for quite some time, it looks like a perfect ABC correction, but this yen could just keep on causing this to drift up, and luckily it's not going to matter to us because we'll be looking for longs on shorter time frames anyway, so if it just continues to drift up, definitely no big deal for us. So taking it down to like the 4-hour time frame, remember how I was just saying when you have a structure rejection, that's usually a pretty good sign that price is just going to keep going up. So we had a structure rejection, we have price respecting the 38%, we have an impulsive turn. This is probably going to go up now and probably continue the uptrend. 1-hour time frame, very, very much the same thing. Kind of hard to see a three-way pattern there, but I definitely do see a little bit of a three-way pattern. We do need to be a little cautious because it does look like it wants to be a correction to this move down, but if this holds momentum, then I would say that it's definitely going to continue up. The pound yen is probably even a better choice, honestly, and obviously it's not going to make that bigger ABC correction because what happened, it did break structure, it did even hold below structure, but what happened was it rejected structure very quickly, and now it's going back up, and it's probably just going to end up continuing up. Aussie yen. Yeah, Aussie yen I think is the end of an ABC correction. I know one of my members was definitely looking for this. Stefan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves down, break of structure. That looks like the end of a wave C right there. This looks like a big A, this looks like a B, and this looks like a C. It looks like the end of a trend for the wave C. Kiwi, yeah, if the Aussie's doing it, then probably the Kiwi is too. So that's probably going to be a good trade too, honestly, if it holds. Like I said, if it holds, it's definitely going to be a good one. And really no structure on that one. That's the problem with this one, is really it looks like it wants to go down more. I was shorted the Kiwi yen yesterday and made a pretty good trade on that, on this move down right there. And really, actually it was yesterday. It was yesterday right there. That's what it was right there. So definitely a pretty good opportunity. Really, I don't think I would try to go long on this one because it really looks like a correction and it really looks like it wants to go down one more time. But if the other yen pairs go up, then this might just keep on drifting up also. So I just don't think I would choose that one to go long on. And the Canadian yen was a really, really good choice. Not a very clear correction though. In hindsight, I can see this is an A and that this is 3 waves up for the B, and this is a 1, 2, probably 3, 4, 5 of C, and then we had an impulsive up and a break of structure. But realizing that this move right here was an A and this move right here was a B, you definitely would have to have a lot of experience looking at ABC corrections to know that, but it was a very nice entry, and I know for a fact that a couple of my members took this trade, and definitely very profitable. This Swiss yen is also not very desirable looking. It definitely looks like it's going to end a trend, but I can't make out a wave A in here anywhere unless this back here is an A, which I find that kind of hard to believe. So I don't think I would choose this one to go long either, but if the other yen pairs go up, then this one will probably go up also. And we already looked at this one a couple times, but this was actually kind of clear because I do see one wave down. I think this is an irregular A, B, C, or B, and I think this is a downtrend for the C. It looks like a 1, 2, 3 right now. It should at least go back up to these highs and maybe even a little bit further than that, so I definitely would be looking for longs in an uptrend on that for sure. So definitely a pretty good couple weeks for me. Definitely I've had a really, really good month this month, which actually made up for last month, because last month wasn't the greatest month when we had all that chop on the dollar. In April we had a wicked lot of choppy patterns on the dollar. Wasn't the greatest month for a trend trader, but I definitely made up for it this month and then some. Yeah, in April we had this pattern going on for a very long time. We had that channel that just didn't want to end. Definitely not the best for a trend trader. Yeah, we'll look at the dollar pairs again. We're going to go switch over to the US dollar, the stock market. We'll check out the S&P 500. I got to check and see if there's any requests. And then we'll go look at the dollar pairs one more time. I don't see any requests. If any of my Patreon members do want me to look at something, definitely let me know. I'd be more than happy to do so. If not, then I can take some requests from some other people. Why not? I still feel like this needs to go up more, but it definitely looks like it wants to go down. I still feel like it needs to go up and break this high and look like that before it actually goes down and then goes back up. I still think this is a wave B, and I still think it needs to break the high of wave 4. So let's keep that in mind as we go down to the daily. Yeah, this looks like a big correction to me. I think we are going to go down, but I think this move down is going to be a wave C. I think we got an irregular ABC correction, and then it's going to go up again. Yeah, I do have a course, buddy, and if you join my membership, I'll put the link in the chat right now, but if you join my membership, then you will get access to my course. My course is over 38 videos. I can actually show everybody my course right now, and it comes with the membership. So this is my course right here, over 38 videos. That goes into pretty much my whole strategy exactly. And then on top of that course, you also get access to my private channels on Discord. And on my private channels on Discord is where I teach. Also, I do 2 Zoom meetings a week. I do a Zoom meeting on Tuesday, 2 hours, and I do a Zoom meeting on Thursday for 2 hours. And that is also where I teach my strategy. So if you join my Patreon, then you get access to my course, you get access to my twice a week Zoom meetings, you get access to my members only forecasts, and you get access to my private chats where I give trade ideas and discuss what we think is going to happen with the group together. So if you're interested, definitely check out the link in the chat and in the description. It's very, very cheap for what you get, I believe. And I still think that eventually I may end up raising the price because it is a wicked good value. But right here we have almost a perfect uptrend, and then we have a break of structure. I think there's a good chance that this is going down like this, and then it's going to go up and break structure and end up continuing the uptrend. I still think that that is probably the most likely thing to happen. I think we're in a wave C. It's just, where's the wave A? It's kind of difficult to see it. Yeah, definitely. A lot of my members definitely do pretty good. If the ones that take it seriously, you can tell. Like Menu was just in here a little while ago. He's one of my members, and Connor's one of my members also. And I have about 75 members as of now. And it's a great community, and we all help each other out. We all bring different things to the table, and it's definitely a great way to learn how to trade. So, and I'm hoping that I'm probably going to start making my trading public. Probably not this month, but maybe next month I'll make my trading public so everybody can see my trading results. I still want to do that because then people can see proof in the pudding. When they see that I'm making money, they see that they can make money also. So on this one, I am definitely still looking for shorts in a downtrend for sure. I'm only going to go short on 3-way pullbacks, but I am definitely looking for shorts in a downtrend. 3 waves up, go short. 3 waves up, go short. Just like back here when we were looking for longs. 3 waves down, go long. 3 waves down, go long. Back here we were looking for shorts. 3 waves up, go short. 3 waves up, go short. Like I always say, trading really doesn't have to be that difficult. It's usually the people that make it difficult. The trading psychology and is what usually actually makes it difficult. Oh, it looks like it's trying to break out of that 61.8. Which makes sense because I still think that this needs to end up looking like this on the daily. I think it needs to take out this high before it even thinks about making another move down, which also makes a lot of sense for the stock market because while that S&P 500 is making a wave C down, this is going to finish its wave C up, and then they'll probably both turn at the same time. So that makes a lot of sense that this is still going to continue up. I don't think it's going to hold that 78. I think it's just going to keep on going. We'll see though. Definitely could make a pullback. We'll see. I mean, it definitely is pulling back a little, but I don't really see any reason to get too nervous about anything yet. A lot of these do look like a wave 5, though. Like, this really looks like a wave 5, which does make me a little concerned about whether or not it's going to hold. I still think there's a good chance it's going to go up, but I could definitely picture it going down before it goes back up. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that. Yeah, we could take a look at that. We already kind of looked at it, but yeah, it's definitely pulling back, isn't it? All the yen pairs are pulling back. I'm still in the dollar yen, but boy, it could definitely make a move down, especially with how much it's pulling back. If it breaks structure on the 15-minute time frame, then I would say that that's definitely going down again. Ooh, yeah, that's one hell of a pullback. It's probably just trying to scare people out, honestly, but you never know. Like, there's definitely a second reaction sometimes to these news events. And maybe, geez, it may be worth taking a sword, honestly, I don't know. It's definitely pulling back pretty hard, that's for sure. It could just be trying to scare people out, but it's definitely pulling back pretty dang hard. It definitely could end up being a correction to this move down right here. And it very easily could end up going down again. Really wouldn't surprise me at all, honestly. So, good call on that one, Wiki. Honestly, it does kind of look like that could be the case. Do we have any more dollar news today, or is that all the dollar news? We got some Swiss news, and then we got FOMC Hawker speaking. I don't know who Hawker is, but maybe he'll have something good to say. Yeah, so that does look like it's time to make a sword, honestly. We might want to think about not holding on to those yen pairs too much longer. If you are long on those yen pairs, you might want to think about getting out. Uh-oh, my charts are freezing. Too much data. Come on. There it goes. Yeah, things are definitely pulling back a little, but so the yield. What is going on with my charts? Close out a couple things. Maybe that's why. The euro dollar definitely does resemble a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a wave 5. If it starts to turn back up, I would say that it's a wave 5, but even if it does turn up, I am definitely only looking for sorts in a downtrend. Yeah, the pound dollar is definitely going down, but that's also kind of looks like, yeah, it kind of looks like it should just keep on going down. I still think the dollar needs to go up, so I still think that all of these need to go down more. This looks like it needs to go down more, probably at least to the 61%. Kiwi dollar, kind of the same thing. We're in no man's land. It's not bouncing off a fib or anything, so it probably is going to keep drifting down. It might make a pullback first. The US dollar Canadian. Yeah, like I said, we have a strong Canadian versus a little bit of a strong dollar, so I don't think I would pick this one to trade, but it probably is going to make another move to the upside at some point. US dollar Swiss is starting to break out. Like I said, this is probably a really good choice because the Swiss was already going up so strong. And we do have some Swiss news coming out. The US dollar yen, I'm still in this at long. I don't really see a reason to get out yet. Yeah, it is pulling back, but if it pulls back too far, I'll get out. I have a really good entry because I'm in from way back here on the 30-minute time frame, so I'm not really too worried about any pullbacks. It really does look like a three-way pullback right there, so it seems like it is going to go up. If it doesn't go up, no big deal. I already scaled out of 50% of my position, so I don't really care. Worst case scenario, it'll be break even. Yeah, gold. We're going to have to see what happens over the next hour or so, but right now gold looks like it's respecting the 78%. If it is respecting the 78%, then I would say that this is an ABC correction and that it is going to end up continuing back down. So I would definitely still only be looking for shorts on gold anyway, so even if it does turn back up, I'm not going to go long. I wouldn't even think about going long until it broke structure, and then I would probably go down. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Menu. Definitely. Silver looks way more convincing that it's a correction, so gold probably will end up being a correction also. So I don't really think I would be too nervous about it. It still seems like it's going to try to go down, honestly. I don't know, that daily time frame though. I keep looking at that daily time frame and thinking that it is going to break structure. I always am more likely to trust the longer time frames than the 1 hour. The 1 hour is very, very manipulated. Anything below the 1 hour I think is very manipulated. So we have to be a little bit careful about that for sure. But it looks, as of right now, it definitely looks like a short. Natural gas. Boy, it looks like it ended in ABC correction. It looks like an A. It looks like this is all one big correction, like a B. And it looks like a C. I think it's going down. It might make a pullback first, but I think it's going down. No reason to think otherwise. Especially looking at the longer time frames. It's not bouncing off a fib level. There's no fib level. There was a break of structure, but it didn't hold above structure, so we can't even say that this trend is over. I think it's more likely to keep going down. It might make a pullback first, but it definitely seems like that is just going to be a correction to the downtrend. Maybe do this. Because this looks like almost a perfect three-way pattern. 1, 2, 3 waves up. It looks like it's going to go short. Unless it's one big stop hunt, which it definitely could be. I don't really trade oil and natural gas, so it definitely could end up being one big stomp hunt. So it does have a tendency to do that. So let's see, yeah. Let's see, is there any more requests? Let me look around a little bit, see if there's any requests on my members area. Doesn't look like it. Let's see, if anybody wants me to look at anything before we head out, let me know. Forever hold your beak. So let's see, let's switch back to the dollar real quick. So far, it's holding that 61.8 level. Not a good sign for it to actually break. And like I said, this looks like almost a perfect five-way pattern to me. So it looks like it's ready to go down. Everything looks like it's ready to turn, honestly. I don't think that these moves are going to hold. I think they're going to turn. We just looked at natural gas. Yeah, I don't really trust those moves. The euro pound is definitely going down. We just broke structure not long ago, and it's holding below structure. So we're definitely trending down on the euro pound. I'm probably going to end up looking something like that. Daily time frame, definitely no reason to think this trend is over. It's making lower highs the whole way down. 1 hour time frame, most recent structure levels right there, so unless it breaks that structure, I would just continue to look for sorts in a downtrend. I definitely do not see any reason to think that it's going to do anything besides that. Yeah, the yen pairs are kind of all over the place, aren't they? I'm still long a yen pair, but I may have to get out. If I do get out, I'm not too worried. I already got it. Oh, look at that. The euro yen definitely looks like it's going short. Yeah, I think the yen pairs are going to go down. I don't know if I would hold my yen pair too much longer. The only reason the dollar yen isn't turned down yet is because the dollar is still holding a little bit of strength. So yeah, I don't know about that. I probably wouldn't be trying to hold on to those yen pairs for too much longer. If anything, there might be even a sorting opportunity on some of them, like the euro yen, maybe, and probably the kiwi yen or the Aussie yen might have been better too. I don't know. And that's good, buddy. I'm glad that my YouTube channel is helping you out. Anybody that wants to just join my free Discord, it's 100% free to join. I already looked at the euro. I just barely looked at the euro pound for you. I said I was looking for sorts in a downtrend. But anyways, if anybody wants to join my 100% free Discord channel, it's 100% free to join. No obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. But if you are interested in getting some more help with your trading, if you are interested in getting some more help with your trading, then definitely join my Patreon, or at least to give it a look. It's a great value. It comes with a trading course and a whole bunch of other information. Yeah, well, we can talk about that on Discord. But yeah, I think that's about it for me. I usually try to keep these down to about an hour because I also make videos every day. So definitely check out my full forecast videos if anybody is interested. I do the dollar pairs every day, and I do a couple yen pairs every day. So definitely check that out. And I hope everybody, as usual, likes and subscribes to my channel. And as always, I hope everybody has a good day and happy trading as always.